reading this book for Suzuki training. This book devastated me out of all of them, but it was good. Is that everything that they've chosen has been for a reason. And that's why on this one, other books I'm like, yeah, let's change it. But this one I'm like, no. Tanya Carey will die and come back and, and yell at me for not following the guides. Okay, so if anything's unclear, we'll come back next week. And then I sometimes have my students do an online log, because if there are questions during the week, it'll tell me that you can reach out to me there.
What do you mean by
so it's a website called Cadenza, and so sometimes what I've done like with Curie is that I'll put her study stuff in there, and I see how much she practices, because she has to check in. And
interesting.
yeah, and you can send me videos, and she'd send me questions too. Cool. So it just keeps me more accessible if there is confusion. Okay, so so let's say number one we really ironed, but let's say that because it's the first measure that it should be at least 5 times. And so can you put maybe first thing that what our practice goals are for the week? At least for this piece, and then we're kind of going to backtrack. Oh, it's the 6th. How long have you been in school, Rafi? 3 days. 3 days? Me too. It's the longest 3 days of my life. Because it's summer yet? Yes. Are you happy to be back at school? So, yeah, I miss the students. I don't miss the hours that it takes to be in a certain place. Do you have a favorite class? What math are you doing right now? Is it just like pre-algebra in 6th grade? I don't think you're doing that. I don't know. I don't go into the math classes. Okay, so let's go through. I know we didn't make it very far, but let's take the time to really go through the piece carefully. So measure 1, practice goal is going to be bowings, but measure 1 you want to do it 5 times. And so there are 2 things that you want to check on measure 1 to make sure like you are a rock star at it. First is make sure this A is separate and an up bow. And then do you remember what word we used for this one? Elephant. Good. You were paying attention. Do you remember why elephant isn't helpful for this one?
It's softer.
Yeah, it gets softer. Sometimes you'll hear me say taxi. Because that was the other word she used, like taxi. And so basically we're practicing so we never miss. So that's the first measure. I think you were okay here. The up bow, you just have to remember pickups, or 9 times out of 10 up bows. Now here's one that slips by us a few times. So I want you to write the bowings for these 2 notes here, but figure out which bows they should be. So, and then tell me before you write it in. So what's that G sharp supposed to be? Yeah, so up, wait. Up, down. So that last one in there. Yeah. Up, down, up, down. That's one that snuck by us a few times. So will you write in here, and then just make a note of it in your practice log. So this is measure 1, 2, 3. Will you? Okay, now. Okay. Will you mark the down bow and the up bow for me? Oh, sorry, I have it backwards. What should it be? Up bow, down bow. Perfect. And remember what we did with our pencil? So a few times before you put it da da dee da da dum bum bum. So measure 2, I'm going to give you a pass on. Measure 3, I'd like that to be a 5 times. just really slow. And how I would practice this is a hit list. So I wouldn't play the whole piece through. I wouldn't go 5 times, 1 time, 5 times. I would just do them as kind of their own little section. Okay. Okay. Now this one too, this is a 3-1. So another 3 against, we have 3 and then with a 1. And let's just say this, because I don't want you to get, I know you're gonna do it carefully, and I want you to have fun with it, so let's just do 1 line for extremely clean bowings. That's all I expect for next week. I know you could probably do the whole piece, but I want you to work to what you feel is possible. So if you can go to 2 lines with that level of discernment, it's fine, but do this first line with 5 times going through the bowings. If you get it nailed down, same procedure, you're just gonna do it on this line. So our practice goal is bowings. First line is what we want, absolutely impeccably clean, but you're gonna find that if you do it carefully on 1 line, it'll be easier on the next 3 or 4. Okay, so did you, and you did second leave in a Marcello or no? A little. Okay, so can I ask you a favor for next week? So we have a plan. What I'd like you to do, only for next week, is focus on left-hand strength, and so I really only want to hear allegro pizzicato, just the first half. The bowings are a lot easier. So, and the reason I just want you to do a pizzicato is for finger memorization, and also because I want you to listen very carefully to the clean sound of your pits for this, because it'll help with every other Italian sonata we do from here on out, and there is one in every book. So if we do it on this one, we won't need to do it on every Italian sonata. And that'll give you, because this is bow heavy focus, then this will be left hand heavy focus. I have one question before I let you go, because we have a practice plan. Can I see your book, just so I know what you wrote down? Okay. Adagio allegro, measure 1 times 5. A is separate and up. Perfect. Remember the elephant and stop sign. Oh, you remembered the stop sign too. It was important. I forgot about it already because you did it correctly. Measure 3, measure 4, up bow, measure 5, down bow. Now it's this one here. Oh, good. Okay, glad I checked. Let's see. 3 and 1. So measure 3. I was able to say, okay, maybe we should make that a little more legible. Okay, so we have 3, you might want to do it like this, like in a fraction, like either 3/1 or 3 semicolon 1, so. Okay. So you have a practice log, we'll talk about how the practicing went, but